as though WORL will not be fit in time before the World Cup ends. So question for Otto Addo to answer today will be whether he will still choose to go to the World Cup with Jojo WORL, notwithstanding the injury he picked up over the weekend. To make matters worse for Otto Addo, his number 2, Richard Ofori, who plays for Orlando Pirates in South Africa, who is one of the deputy captains in the Black Stars team as well. He was taking over number 1 spot in absence of Jojo WORL. He also is a doubt because he's also having some issues with injuries. Over the weekend, Pirates were in action in the South African League. He was not in action. After the game, reports came out that his scans had been taken out or done on him, and the reports were not good with the scan results, in that he clearly is not fit and may also not be fit before the World Cup comes to an end in December. So question now for Otto Addo is number 1, Jojo WORL, number 2, Ofori are all now injury doubts. Does he go with those 2 players to the World Cup or not? You recall over the weekend, a Ghanaian goalkeeper who plays for Kotoko, Danlad Ibrahim, kept go for Kotoko in a game against Mediama in the Ghana Premier League. After the game against Mediama, the young man was called by the GF officials to move straight away from Takwa to Accra and not back to Kumasi for the Kotoko team. And as I speak to you currently, Ibrahim Danlad is currently in Qatar. He left Ghana last night. He's in Qatar to join the Black Stars camp. So it means that Jojo WORL and Ofori's injuries have led to Ibrahim Danlad, who earlier had been called that he was not going to be part of the Black Stars team, but now being recalled into the team. So he's in Qatar with the Black Stars team. So it means he is there. So 3 options that are fit for the Stars, goalkeepers I mean, are Ibrahim Danlad of Kotoko, Atizigi Lawrence, who plays in Switzerland, and then Manaf Abdul Nuruddin. These 3 are now available for the Black Stars. How life can be interesting. Few days ago, these 3 were fighting for the 1 slot left for the goalkeepers in the team because number 1, Jojo, number 2, Ofori were confirmed to be going to the World Cup. But today, those 2 looks as though they are going to be out, and now the 3 are going to be the ones Ghana will have to rely on at the Mundial. Question for all of us: are you comfortable with these 3 goalkeepers as Ghana's goalies for the World Cup? Ibrahim Danlad, Nuruddin Abdul Manaf, and Atizigi Lawrence, are you comfortable with these 3 as our goalkeepers going into the Mundial? For defenders, the job has been made a bit easier for the coach because 1 more player, we are told, has also gotten himself injured after a game played about a week ago in a German Division 2 or League 2. Stefan Ambrosius is a Ghanaian German or based in Germany who plays in the Bundesliga 2. He got injured in the game for Casual, and so he is also a doubt for the team. So the coach now has to pick from the remaining players who are in there. But what we have picked up from our sources is that the local component in the defenders will not make it to the World Cup. So it means rule out Dennis Kosa of Accra. He will not be at the World Cup. Rule him out. Again, our sources told us that the other African-based player in Ibrahim Imoro, one of Protocol now in Sudan, also will not make the squad for the World Cup. So Dennis Kosa and then Ibrahim Imoro will both not make it to the World Cup as defenders. The others remaining, the coach will announce officially the roster for us in no time. So producers are monitoring and will get us, if indeed they began with the official naming, we'll let you in on that in no time. Midfielders, one thing has been made clear as well for the coach. 1 more player is out with an injury. That is Idrisu Baba, like I told you some few minutes ago. Plays for Mallorca in the Spanish League. Got injured over the weekend playing for Mallorca, So he is a doubt as well for coach Otto Addo. So the remaining players in the midfield positions, he can pick from any of them. Thomas Partey obviously will go to the World Cup. Wakasu may make it to the World Cup. Elisha Owusu, I'm told, will be at the World Cup. But a few doubts on him whether he will make it. Salis Abdul Samed, who plays for Lens in the French Ligue 1, is a late inclusion to the Black Stars team because he's been fantastic this season in the French League for Lens. So he may also make it for the Black Stars at this particular Mundial. So the squad there will be released in no time by Coach Otto Addo. producers are going to get us all the feed, and so we get you in on who are making it into Ghana squad for the Mundial. So we'll begin in no time, and we'll let you in on that. Who exactly will make it into the Black Stars squad? We'll make you aware of before we leave here. So you're live on GH1 TV, also live on Star FM in Accra. In Kumasi, we're live on Ultimate FM. In Takoradi, we're live also on Empire FM. It's a coverage of the official Black Stars squad release for Qatar 2022, which begins in just 6 days' time in Qatar. It will be amazing for sure when it all kickstarts in Qatar. We've been counting down to the World Cup, and finally, it's as though we have just 6 days, just a week. On Sunday, everything will kickstart for all of us with the World Cup in Qatar. So the squad will be out in no time, but I can tell you some players already are in camp of the Black Stars. The team is camping in Qatar. They are the Plush Hotel. I'll let you in on that hotel very, very soon. A fantastic venue. That's where the Black Stars are camping ahead of the World Cup. Already, Captain Otto Addo, he was the first player to arrive in the camp for the Black Stars. He left Ghana over the weekend and arrived on Saturday night. He was the first Black Stars player to arrive in camp in Qatar for the Black Stars. You know he plays in Qatar already, but he came to Ghana after the season came to an end. He was in Ghana for some time to train, but he left over the weekend, and he was the first to arrive in Qatar as the official Black Stars player. So that's Captain Otto Addo. He was the first to arrive. I can tell you as we speak currently that a number of other players have arrived in camp with the Black Stars team. Those who played on Friday and Saturday for their teams in Europe have all moved to Qatar, including the Ghanaian-based player Ibrahim Dala, who left yesterday night and is in Qatar and in the camp of the Black Stars. So all is set for the announcement. It's just about making it official. All the players who are going to be there, they know. So let's now join the feed as Coach Otto Addo announces the Black Stars squad for the World Cup. We'll join the feed in no time as we still try to work the links to get the feed and the direct link to the official grounds where the squad is being announced by Coach Otto Addo. We'll join the feed very, very soon because we need to get it exclusively here for all of you from number 1 to 26. Every detail in there, every player that will make it, we'll get you in on that today on GH1 TV, also on Star FM in Accra, Agbo FM here in Koko in the eastern region. Because I rally Ghanaians, the troops, to back the Black Stars and forget about whether player A or player B will make it or made it into the Black Stars squad for the World Cup. Whatever it is, we will still have to wait and get the official release of the squad by Otto Addo. But of course, obviously, Ghanaians also have been speaking about this particular squad, and reactions have been varied. Some strong words have been used in the course of the week by some Ghanaian fans after news came out that some players had been called by the coach to officially tell them they were not going to make it to the Mundial. I'm sure two of them, in fact, the one involving Joseph Pencil was quite loud when news came out that he had been called, that he was not going to be part of the Black Stars squad, and so reactions all over social media came through. Then the other was Jeffrey Schlupp, who plays for Crystal Palace in the Premier League, and the reasons that were given for his exclusion was quite telling, that the coach allegedly told him that he had not monitored or watched him that much. So I was not too convinced about Jeffrey Schlupp, someone who plays in the EPL week in, week out. The coach said he had not watched him that much, so was not convinced about him. But others who barely plays for the clubs, he was convinced that they could be part of the Black Stars roster or squad for the Mundial. But we'll join the field again in no time, and when we reconnect and get you the official squad released by Coach Otto Addo. It's a fanfare, obviously, at the DSTV office here in Accra for the official release of the Black Stars squad, which will be done, and it's been ongoing currently, but the coach will come up in no time to release the official list. 26-man squad, release and let's go. release the squad and let's see who is going and who is not going. Because indeed, in 6 days' time, the whole attention of the whole world will pan to that small country of Qatar. 2.9 million people who have built a wonderful country of Qatar and have put together the edifices that we are going to see at this year's World Cup. The stadiums, the wonderful stadia, the amazing venues they're going to use for the games. It's just amazing and mind-boggling. I can't wait to get things going. The stadiums that have got air conditioners working in there because of the weather conditions out there in Qatar. It will just be amazing. It will be amazing. So we can't wait to get things going. With our Black Stars, the Black Stars of Ghana will be there repping all of us, and we cannot wait to get a team going. So no wonder Qatar required to rally the Ghanaian people to back the Black Stars team, notwithstanding whether your favorite player made it into the squad or not. Bottom line, they are all Ghanaians, and they are believing that they'll go out to Qatar and make all of us proud. So whether player A or player B, they are all there for Ghana. Let's back them, let's support them, and hope they go there and make all of us proud. So that's Ketokreku who spoke and gave us that rallying call for us to get the Black Stars team for the World Cup. But still, issue is who makes it into the Black Stars final squad or roster for the Mundial. That is our biggest issue. We still are waiting for the answers. We're going to field again in no time and get you every bit of the list. Every single player that will make it, we'll ensure we have it for you live on GH1 TV. My colleague Betty Yawson is on the grounds and we'll be picking up all the info that will drop. She will let us in on every one of them as we still wait to get, the official list in. You know how we do things in Ghana. Everything has to be, drama. So a bit of speeches, a bit of everything before we get the official Black Stars squad. So let's take a break. When I come back, we'll also pick the feed and let you in on who makes it into the Black Stars squad for the World Cup. You're welcome back. I won't delay or waste any of your time. Let's join the feed now for the official release of the Black Stars squad for the World Cup.
We'll continue with Dennis Odoi from Club Brugge. Then we have Tariq Lamptey from Brighton Hove Albion. Then we have Alidu Seydou from Clermont Foot. We have Daniel Amate from Leicester City. Next one is Joseph Addo, Celta Vigo. Alexander Djiku, RC Strasbourg. Mohamed Salisu, FC Southampton. Abdul Rahman Baba, FC Reading. Gideon Menza, AG Auxerre. Andre Ayew, Al Sadd SC. Thomas Partey, FC Arsenal. Elisha Owusu, Ghent. Salis Abdul Samad, AC Lens. Mohamed Kudus, Ajax Amsterdam. Then we have Daniel Kofi Cherry, SC Freiburg. Daniel Bani Afriye, Hearts of Oak. Kamal Sawa, Club Brugge. Isaaku Abdul Fatau, Sporting Lisbon. Osman Bukhari, Red Star Belgrade. Iñaki Williams, Atletico Bilbao. Then we have Antoine Semenyo, Bristol City. Jordan Ayew, Crystal Palace. And we have Kamaldeen Sulemana from Stade Rennes. So, before we start with the questions and my answers, I would like to take a little bit insight in my thoughts. Maybe this will clear a little bit of the questioning and also all the rumors and speculations around. So first of all, I would like to say thank you. This is for the president believing in me from day one, letting me do my work how I want it to be. And this is surely the number one circumstance I would like to have again. Every time when I work, I want to do it my way. This is very, very important because this is what's, for me, very, very important to be the face of the national team, that I can work my way. So the decision at the end is mine, although surely we as a technical staff decide things together. And we have very, very strong values to build a team, which are very, very important for us. So there are criteria on the pitch, but also off the pitch. And off the pitch criteria is surely, number one is the readiness and the willingness to come and play for the Black Stars whenever you're called. It should be always a big honor. And I know as a player it always takes a lot of sometimes difficult circumstances, and you have to sacrifice sometimes because you're in between the club and the national team. You get injured. There are a lot of things happening which are not always going like the right way. You have to take sacrifices. But surely we expect this. We expect that you are trustful, because we know, and everybody knows in football, there's always a lot of happening, especially in the team. But the team for me it's not the family, but it's like a family. So everything which happens in the team should stay in the team. Sometimes we have discussions, quarrels, because there are hard tackles or whatsoever, but it should never go outside. I wouldn't have wouldn't have this, like, say, open discussion when I have like a discussion with my wife to take it outside. It will stay inside the family, and we'll solve it inside the family. So it's a lot of things off the pitch which are very, very important, values which are important for us. And then there are things on the pitch, like performance in the national team, performance in your club, the trainings, then also my KPIs, my key performance index. So my style of play, what do I want to see, and I'm very, very flexible. So I want to have always in the squad variables which I want to use, because every game is different, and even in the games sometimes it brings different demands. So it could be at the end that I need, let's say, a tall striker, and I have to have it in the squad because I know this team is coming like this way or this way. Sometimes it's like maybe we're behind and we need wingers who are fast and can dribble. And if we want, let's say we have like 5 or 4 wingers who are right-footed, it's not the optimal thing I want to have, because sometimes I need also maybe a left one. Or let's say we have 4 left-footed wingers, then I need maybe somebody who's also right-footed, because he can cut inside and then the fullback can overlap, and then the defender has to choose. Should I protect the cross, or maybe he can shoot? So I want to have a well-balanced team. Brings me to difficult decisions. So there are some very, very close decisions, and I'm very, very sorry for those who didn't make it on the team due to injuries or due to my decision. And surely I have the last word, because I know how I want to play, and it's just a pity, but this is football, and this is the job I took, and then I have to do the job well. I have to do everything well just to serve the country and to bring the best possible squad on the pitch, how I think it will be. And like I said, the president gave me the trust at the beginning, and we qualified. And I think it's always good to remember from where we are coming from. We are coming from not qualifying on 2018, and not so good AFCON. So, and I know surely we lost some games on the road, but this is the way it is. And if we take the right conclusions out of our losses, I think surely I'm humble enough to know we can lose against every team, but I'm very, very confident enough to know that we can win against every team. And this is what I wanted to tell you, just to bring a little bit of an insight about our decisions, which were very, very tight in certain positions, and hope everybody will understand a little bit more on how we put the team together.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a few minutes to take some questions. Coach, please, your seat. So you raise your hand, you tell us your name, your media house, and your question. Unfortunately, we do not have much time, so let's be as snappy as possible.
So now we know 26 players who are going to rep Ghana at the Mundial. In case you missed out, I'll quickly run through before I hand over to Nanama, who is here to get you all the reactions on social media to the Black Star squad. Goalkeepers, 3 of them. Like I told you, Manaf Nuruddin, Danlad Ibrahim, and Lawrence Artizigi, the 3 goalkeepers repping Ghana at the World Cup. Defenders, Dennis Numoy Odoy, Tariq Lamte, Alidu Seidu, Amati Daniel is in there. There's Joseph Edu, Alex Jiku, Mohamed Salisu, Abdul Rahman Baba, and Gideon Mensah. Midfielders, Caputo, extraordinary captain, Andre Ayew, Thomas Tai Pate, Elisha Owusu, Salis Abdul Samed, Mohamed Kudus, and also in there we have the big man himself, Daniel Kofitre, the ladies' man in the Black Star squad now. Strikers, Efri Daniel Bane of Accra to Folk, Kamal Soa, Abdul Fattah Shahaku, Usman Bukari, Iñaki Williams, Antoine Semenyo, Jordan Ayew, and Kamal Din Suleimana are the strikers in the Black Stars roster. 26 players representing Ghana in the World Cup, kicking off in 6 days' time in Qatar. Thank you very much, Nanama. Of course, Ghanaians, as always, excited whenever it has to do with the Black Stars. So that's the roster or the squad released by Coach Otto Addo for you live on GH1 TV. The discussions of course will continue in your homes, in our offices, in wherever. Ghanaians are not going to take our time to analyze the Black Stars squad for the World Cup. But whatever it is, this is the Black Stars. This is Ghana. And we must support the Stars to go out there and shine in Qatar. In 6 days' time, all of us will assemble and focus and pan to the country of Qatar for the Mundial. The global showpiece is the biggest showpiece ever in the world, and it kicks off in 6 days' time in Qatar. On Sunday, Ecuador play against host nation Qatar. It will be an amazing game for sure. The team, Black Stars team currently are in Abu Dhabi. They are preparing for the game. The coach will leave immediately after the press conference. He will leave Ghana, move straight to Qatar in Abu Dhabi to join the team. Players who are there, I'm told that Ayew is in, Mohamed Salisu is in, Manaf Nuruddin is in, together with Ibrahim Danlad. They already are in camp, together with Salis, awaiting the others to join them, and the coaches will join, and then they can continue preparations. We play against Switzerland, and then the World Cup, our first game is against Portugal. That is next week. So that's it with our coverage of the release of the official Black Stars squad for the World Cup. Wishing the team the very best of luck. Like I said, the discussions will continue in our homes. Up next is Newsroom.